So Carrington, for the problems you sent me, you're being asked to find a polynomial function that has the given zeros, and they tell you there are many correct answers. And that's because you could have lots of different polynomials that cross the x-axis at the values that they're giving you, because that's all the zeros are. So like if I look at 55, they're telling me they want zeros at 0 and 8. So what that means is that if I were to solve the function, set it equal to 0 and solve, one of the answers I would get would be x equals 0. And another answer I would get would be x equals 8. Well, if those are the zeros, then what I want to do is kind of work backwards and get it set equal to 0. So for instance, where x equals 8, what I would do is I would subtract 8 on both sides, right? Because then the 8 on the right will cancel and I'll have a 0 on that side. And on the other side, I'll have x minus 8. So that means that if I had a function and when I factored it, I got x minus 8 as one of my factors and set that equal to 0, you can see where if I solved, I'd get x equals 8 as one of my answers. So one of my factors is going to be x minus 8. Now to get x equals 0, it really just has to have a factor of x, right? Because you would take x and set it equal to 0. Maybe just to reinforce that, if I try the same method where I subtract 0 on both sides, you can see that I just get x minus 0 is x, and 0 minus 0 is 0. So that just puts me back where I started from. So that tells me that x is one of the factors, and then the other one is x minus 8. Now what I can do, and I can say that's y equals now. Remember, I set it equal to 0 because I wanted a polynomial function that has the given zeros. And now what I can do to put it in standard form, which I'm guessing is what they really want you to do, is I can just multiply or distribute through, and I'll get x squared minus 8x is equal to y, or you could say f of x if you want to use function notation, is equal to x squared minus 8x. And of course, if you worked backwards and set that equal to 0 and factored out the common denominator of x, you would see when you solved, you'd get 0 and 8 there. Now let's look at 58. So 58, the zeros are negative 4 and 5. So what I'm going to do there again is I'm going to say, okay, I want my final answers, my zeros, to be at negative 4. So I want, when I solve, to get x equals negative 4. And I want to get x equals 5 when I solve, when I set the equation equal to 0 and solve. So again, I'll just add 4 to both sides, and I'll get x plus 4 equals 0. And for this one, I'll subtract 5 on both sides, and I'll get x minus 5 is equal to 0. So if those are my two factors, x plus 4 and x minus 5, if I obviously set those equal to 0, I would get negative 4 and positive 5 as my answers. But now I'm going to say that that's my function, my f of x. And I'll put this in standard form just by multiplying. So I'll get x squared minus 5x plus 4x minus 20. That's my function rule. And then, of course, I can clean that up a little bit and say f of x is equal to x squared minus x minus 20. So that is your function right here, that if you set it equal to 0, factored it, and solved, you would get negative 4 and negative 5 as your solutions. And again, there are others that would work. For 59, since I don't have a lot of room here, and I'm guessing you're getting the hang of this, I'm not going to do it in quite as much detail, but basically you've got 0, which means one of your factors is just going to be x, and then one of your factors is going to be, if you say x equals negative 4, then one of your factors is going to be x plus 4, right? So we'll have x plus 4, and then we'll have x plus 5. Now we're going to have to, that's our function rule, right? That's our f of x. To put this in standard form, I'm going to distribute I'm just going to bring the x down for now. I'm going to multiply. If I FOIL that out, I'm going to get x squared. I'm going to do a little bit of mental math there. I'm going to get plus 9x, because 4x and 5x would give me 9x, plus 20. And then that's my function rule. And then I still have to distribute the x on the outside, so I'm going to get x to the third plus 9x squared plus 20x, and that's my function. That's one function anyway, that would cross through the x-axis, or the x-axis at 0, -4, and -5. And it makes sense there'd be 3 zeros there, because that's cubic. So let's take a look at the last one. So Carrington, this last one's a little bit more involved just because the roots or the zeros there are a little bit more complex. But I'm still going to do the same method. I'm going to take each one of those and say x equals that, because that's what I'd want to get for my answer after I set the function equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 1 and subtract the square root of 3 on both sides to get this set equal to 0. So I'm going to have x minus 1 minus the square root of 3 is equal to 0. And then I'm going to have, here I'd have x minus 1 plus the square root of 3 would be equal to 0. So if those are my two factors now, I would go ahead, and I have to be a little bit more careful here. I have to FOIL this or distribute this out. I'm guessing this is something you're pretty comfortable with. So if I multiply here, I'm going to get x squared minus x plus radical 3x, and then the -1 will give me minus x, it'll give me plus 1, and it'll give me minus the square root of 3, and then the last one's going to give me negative radical 3x, and then it's going to give me plus radical 3, and then it's going to give me, the radical 3 times radical 3 is 3, so that's going to give me a minus 3 there. And then let's see if I can cancel some things. I'm going to bring down my x squared because I don't have any other x squared terms. I have a minus x and a minus x, so that's going to give me a minus 2x. So I took care of those. I don't see any just x terms. I have a plus radical 3x, but I have a minus radical 3x, so those are going to cancel. I have a minus radical 3, but I have a plus radical 3, so those are gone. And then I have a plus 1 and a minus 3, so that's going to be a minus 2. And that's my function rule. That would be my f of x. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions or need any other help, let me know. Have a good night.